breaking news on Zion National Park with Zaylin
and Ashley. Good morning.
We have news on Zion National Park. The explorer Emma has discovered some new news on the emerald pools.
The emerald pools have been inspected, and they've decided the mineral buildup of the pools. The explorer Emma will be taking us on a tour that explaining the emerald pools of Zion National Park.
Let's go to the explorer and see what the good news is on the emerald pools.
Thanks, guys. Now let's take a journey to the beautiful national park named Zion. This is the entrance gate of the park, which is protected by the government. Let's go to Zion Canyon and show you guys the buildup of the canyon and how it is formed. The canyon is made up of iron oxide, calcium carbonate, and silica acting as cementing agents, and with pressure from overlying layers over long periods of time, transformed the deposits into stone. Ancient seabeds became limestone, mud and clay became mudstones and shale, and desert sand became sandstone. I know it's a lot to take in, but think how amazing it is. Over all those years, this big canyon has been made. Let's go to the Weeping Rock Trails and see how those are made. The trails consist of a half-mile paved trail that climbs nearly 100 feet to Weeping Rock, where water oozes out of Navajo sandstone. This is caused by the water making its way through the sandstone. Let's head over to the Angel's Landing and see what's going on over there. Angel's Landing is the most renowned day hike in Zion National Park, and possibly all of Utah. While only 5.2 mile round trip with 1,500 feet of elevation gain, this trek has all the magnitude of a bucket list caliber hike, akin to Half Dome in Yosemite. Segments of the perilous trail to Angel's Landing are just a few feet wide, with 1,000-foot drop-offs on both sides. If that prospect doesn't make you queasy, you will find the hike exhilarating. The views are extraordinary, and the trail itself is a feat of engineering. I know again, it's a lot to take in, but man is it a beautiful creation. The Emerald Pool mineral buildup is extravagant. It consists of emerald and has priority over beryl as a mineral name. Emerald was known in antiquity and is prized as a gem. In the 1790s, Louis Nicholas Vauquelin, the discoverer of chromium, demonstrated that emerald and beryl were essentially the same chemical compound and that emeralds, sensu stricto, contained chromium. Nonetheless, emerald continued to be listed as the preferred species name for many decades, and emerald finally began to be used as a variety name for beryl by the 1830s. New emerald reports, referring to ordinary green or even blue beryl, persisted in the amateur literature into the 20th century. In the latter 20th century, it was discovered that some emeralds contain more vanadium than chromium. Let's hand this tour over to my good friend the geologist, Mark.
Hello. I would like to make a stop at the Emerald Pools. Right across the road from Zion Lodge are the Emerald Pools, a mix of trails and pools that provide easy to moderate hiking opportunities between each oasis. Life is abundant around water in a desert environment. You'll find springs, waterfalls, pools, and tree frogs, too many to count. Indeed, the frogs provide evening concerts. The lower trail leads to the lower Emerald Pool at the base of the cliff. Two streams trickle across the face of the cliff and fall into the pool. The trail leads behind the waterfall for a bit of visual and misty magic. From the middle pools, a steep, rocky 3-mile trail leads up to the upper pool, described as the loveliest of all emerald pools. Leading mountains towers above visitors. A waterfall leaps from the cliff to fall into the upper pool. The emerald were caused by pressure and build-up minerals and the constant beating from the water of the waterfall, hitting the walls of the pools. This is all an amazing scenery for the trails. Let's hand this over to the reporter who's going to show you all a slideshow of the park and explain a little more.
Thank you, Mark. Now I'm going to give a presentation on the Zion National Park. This is the Zion Canyon. This canyon has a breathtaking view and has a wonderful plant life. This is the Emerald Pools. The Emerald Pools were made in caves with high pressure and built up heat to create emeralds with dripping water that cooled the emeralds, creating the pools. This is the Weeping Trails. The Weeping Trails were created by water from the waterfall forcing itself through the sandstone that makes the Weeping Trails. This portrays that the mountain seems to look like it's crying, hence the weeping. The Zion Waterfall gave the Weeping Trails its name because it is the hotspot of all the tours, and the tourists love the waterfall, and it's a wonderful sight. This is the end of our tour. Thank you all for your time. Now back to the news station.
I hope you all enjoyed Zion National Park. This is Zaylin,
And Ashley saying goodbye
and good night
from all of us here.
at Zion National Park.